The catastrophic floods in central Texas have taken a mental and physical toll on survivors and first responders. CBS News correspondent Jason Allen spoke to the program director for Texas Search and Rescue, or TEXSAR, a volunteer first responder organization, and about how the recovery efforts have affected him and his team.
It's very difficult to not connect with these family members, with the people that we talk to out here. You try and distance yourself just for mental health reasons, but it's hard. It's a challenge anytime you come into an operation like this that's so overwhelming. You know, I've been on mass casualty situations before, but nothing of this scale.
As we've been reporting, officials say at least 121 people have been killed across the state of Texas, and more than 170 others are still missing. Another organization helping first responders and survivors is Americares. It's a global nonprofit that offers health-focused relief to people affected by disasters and poverty. Americares says it has helped mobilize critical supplies in Kerrville, which has been hit the hardest by the floods. Some of the support it's giving includes hygiene kits, wound care items, medications for chronic conditions, and mental health support. And for more, let's bring in Jack O'Rourke. He's the head of the emergency response team at Americares. Jack, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to speak with us. So what have you been seeing on the ground, and what are some of the most urgent needs right now?
Thank you for having me. And I think, first of all, I mean, the situation, as everyone knows, is extraordinarily tragic. The immediate needs, obviously, have been focused on the search and rescue. And this is something that continues to take a lot of energy of the first responders and of the people on the ground. But at the same time, we as Americares, with a health focus, are also looking to fill those health gaps. And as mentioned, we have supplies in terms of medicines and medical items, but we're also really hearing from a lot of partner organizations and community members about the long-term mental health effects from a situation like this. So what we're trying to do is really partner with community organizations in order to help these first responders and these survivors, not only in the coming weeks, but the coming months and the time to come, because we know that this is going to be a really long-term need in this community.
You know, the amount of trauma that there is in a disaster like this is just hard to wrap your head around, from the people who lost someone, including a person I personally know who lost a daughter at Camp Mystic, to the first responders. Can you just talk to us about just how key mental health support for survivors and first responders is in disaster situations, and how have you and your team been coping?
Yeah, I mean, it's a horrific situation, and I think it's extremely important for mental health to kind of be on the front of everyone's minds. I think this is an extraordinarily tight-knit community in Kerrville and in the surrounding area, but we know in Camp Mystic and in this area, there was a lot of people who came in from out of town. So really the entire state is affected. And I think it's just extremely important to keep that in the front of everyone's mind, is that, okay, the focus now is on search and recovery, but the mental health needs are extremely important as a community tries to rebuild and tries to move forward. So, it's not just the community that's affected, it's the first responders that have come in and helped. And as Americares, we're drawing on a lot of our experience working in other emergencies around the world, especially in the United States. We've worked in hurricane responses and really focused on helping the helpers, because we realize that that's an extremely valuable way to impact change for time to come in these situations.
There are so many people reeling. The images coming out of this disaster are just jaw-dropping. So much critical need in Texas. How do organizations like Americares work with state, local, and federal officials to provide aid and support in disaster situations?
Well, that's a great question. And I think to your point, coordination is extremely key. I think so many people come out and they want to help, and it's a great impulse, but it's also really important to continue to coordinate and continue to work with the organizations and the entities in place. And I've seen that happening across the board here. We've been in touch with state agencies. We've been in touch with local nonprofits, really to make sure that we continue to invest in the strength of this community and continue to use our resources and our support to continue to empower them to go out and help the survivors and the first responders work through an extraordinarily difficult time.
That you and your team are doing. Our hearts are with you, your team, anyone and everyone who has been impacted by this unbelievable disaster. Jack O'Rourke, we appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.